Well, hello, I'm Jerry McKee, and we are Monday here at PittsMusic Studio, and you're going to have a good treat here because you're going to hear some expert advice and how you can come and, if you're into music or you want to be into music, you want to learn how to voice, you want to learn how to play, these guys have got it going on, so you'll be able to come up and talk to them. We'll tell you where they're at. They're actually in Clinton. And I'm doing a couple little things here, so like I always have to do. And hope you watch the Calypse. What about Eclipse? How's that? Okay. Not Ellipse. It's kind of like I'm going to butcher this guy's name in a minute. I know it. But we'll be back in just a minute right after this message from our sponsor, La Fogata. Go there and eat you some great Mexican food. They're right on the highway in Union, South Carolina.
Fogata Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Union, South Carolina, 864-429-4043. La Fogata, your family Mexican restaurants, has appetizers, child's plates, salads and soups, sandwiches, and desserts. Sizzling fajitas, Texas fajitas, shrimp fajitas. Also, they have great chicken, polo asado, chicken tenders, polo loco, and many more. If you like seafood, they have that also. Fish tacos, shrimp cocktail. They have many combinations that you can choose from in different price range. Matter of fact, they have 35 different ones. If you're a vegetarian, that's right, they can accommodate you also. Lunch menu, they have the Speedy Gonzales and about 13 others that you can make a combination with. That's La Fogata. La Fogata Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass and Union, South Carolina, 429-4043.
Okay, we're back, and we'll have to get these guys up and back too. Here we go. Like I said, we're right here at PittsMusic Studio. I'm going to let you kind of see a little bit back there in the studio part of it. And let me see my... There we go. All right. Now that you got to see some good Mexican food, now we're going to talk to these guys right here. Let me get their faces on here. And we got Chandler, we got Richey, and we got Randy, and we got Camonte. My wife's going to be so proud. And these guys right here makes the wheels turn a little bit. And Chandler, I want to ask you, how did you get into music, and what are some of the things you do as far as at PittsMusic?
I am the music technician. And how I got into music was since I've been in my mother's womb, you know. My father used to play the piano for her, and my mother plays piano as well. So it's like I grew up into being musically inclined with things. So your dad and mom played the pianos too? Did they sing? Yes.
Yeah. Now, most musicians, when I talk to them, and they talk about their parents and some music like that, they have some grounds in the church.
Mm-hmm. I grew up in the church.
Yeah. And Randy, do you?
Yes. I'm a minister of music in church.
Oh, that's right. You are a minister of music. Mm-hmm. Yes. And what church is that?
Currently, I'm the minister of music at White Plain Baptist Church in Mountville, South Carolina.
Oh, great, great. Now, I've gathered that every one of you grew up into either church or your parents was playing music. My wife plays the piano. I can't play nothing. I have to play a radio or something. But and when you got started out, was it something that you just wanted to do? Because I know a lot of times, the parents says, "You're going to play the piano," and they say, "I don't want to play the piano," or anything like that. Did your mom and dad teach you this, or did you have a instructor?
We're kind of gifted. My dad, he played some, and so, well, actually, I started playing maybe like at 7 years old. So me and my twin brother was interested in music, and we was wanting to play, and so my mom put us in piano lessons for probably about a year. And then our piano teacher finally said we didn't need piano lessons, so we stopped taking piano lessons, and we just started playing and playing and playing. We just started playing by ear, and we started growing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Was you by the time playing by ear, and when your instructor was hearing you play by ear like it?
Yes.
I guess she said she couldn't do anything, right?
Yes, because we started reading music, and she was teaching us to read the music,
right.
And we would never look at the music. We were just playing it by ear. You know, after we played it one time, we didn't have to look at the music anymore. So
wow, that's a gift, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really truly a gift.
Now, now, do you read music now, of course?
Yes, I do read music now, and I also teach to read music.
Oh, okay.
But I also teach to play by ear too as well.
Well, that's good. Now, I want to ask each one what instruments and what all the types of instruments you play.
I played the piano, the drums, the guitar. I played the clarinet when I was in middle school, and I kind of picked up on it. So those are about the only ones that I know so far.
Now, is that kind of hard to of course, you're going from one instrument to the other, and I know you play by ear also. Mm-hmm. And is it kind of hard to, like you used to play the piano, so, oh, okay, I want to play the drums, okay, I want to play the clarinet, I want to play this right here. Is it different, or is it just kind of the same, but just little different things to push?
I feel like it's the same, but, you know, it's just a different instrument. You just get good at it.
And practice is a key thing.
Practice.
Yeah, and I mainly play the piano and keyboard, you know, changing instruments and sounds. So and also I can play any instrument that I can find a scale, because I play by ear. So if I can find a scale on any instrument and know, then I can actually play any song on any instrument. So when you play by ear, you play by sound, you play by scale. So as long as I can find the scale, I can pretty much play it.
Wow, I need to come let you teach me how to do that. Of course, with my hearing going like that, you might be a little sour notes there. And
I can play the piano and keyboard, and I'm learning to play the drum right now. I'm not really that good at it, but I can tell that since I play like the keyboard, I know the beat. Right. So I've been working on playing the drums too.
And to me, the drums will be kind of like a little harder, because you've got to add some beats to it. You got to really kind of know the song a little bit and pick up in it. That's just my thinking.
Yeah.
So now, when you started playing, at what age? I mean, I got to ask this. You guys are young anyway, so.
Well, I started playing maybe like 6 or 7.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah.
I think I started early, about 5.
I think that was like 5.
He was sitting on the keyboard early.
Oh, wow.
He was little.
Yeah.
And I started teaching my son. Of course, he stopped playing, but he does know how to play his scales and some chords and stuff, so he kind of got away from it. But he's really going to get back into music.
So he's got a good teacher. I mean,
yes.
Got the whole thing in there to kind of show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Man, that is neat. And this is a beautiful studio you have here. And
thank you so much.
Have just kind of go flashback over there. It's some of the equipment. This ain't all the equipment. It's just a little minor of it that you have back here in the back. And was it? I know you're playing all these right here, but it's a little bit more detailed when you're mixing music, because looking at the not the keyboard, but the mixing board, when you got all of these different buttons and knobs, and I have a small one at church I can mess with a little bit like that, just a little bit. But when you're mixing music, is it difficult to do that, or?
Well, how I learned as far as mixing is digital now, like on the computer, but I haven't fully tapped into like actually physically using the knobs and mixing it like hands-on. But as far as mixing, it takes sound. You have to hear what you're doing and what they're doing and see if stuff fits right in certain places or if it just sounds complete like the sound in the music.
Now you do a digital board also?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
okay.
just do it on the software.
Yeah, and I kind of want to speak on the digital boards. The old school are the boards that you see back there.
Right.
Many people don't even use a lot of boards anymore because technology has really changed. Everything is done digitally on the computer. So, but you know, there are still studios that actually use totally board, you know, the analog style. So,
Now, which one do you prefer? I mean, to me, I'm an old school type guy. I still like to hear the albums and the like that. I mean,
Yeah.
they're coming back, of course, you know, big time. But I kind of like some of the old school stuff because I love technology too. But it seems like sometimes, not all times, it
Right.
kind of takes away that particular sound.
it does. And I love the old school boards too. So, you know, it does have a different sound. It's totally different. So,
Now, you guys teach a lot of folks here. A lot of I've seen on your Facebook page.
yes.
Kids coming in and
Yeah.
you get your star students. And
Yes.
is it difficult to teach a small child or an adult versus one? Which one is more challenging? I would say.
The one that's challenging is an adult, you know, because a child really like soaks up information really fast, and you know their minds are different. But an older person can learn to play as well, you know. But it takes an older person just a little bit more time. But the young kids learn just like that.
Yeah, they got their little fresh minds and stuff.
Yes.
I know myself. I always liked. I mean, I love playing guitar. I would, you know, like to play some music like that. But it takes some discipline. It takes some wanting to do this. Playing the guitar. Y'all play that also?
I don't play the guitar. I'm starting the guitar now.
Oh, how's your fingers? is it
You have to learn like certain notes, but it's not the same as playing the keyboard. It's like you're messing with screens. So
Is it rough on your finger? I always heard build up calluses.
I wouldn't say that it's rough, but I would rather use like a pick to actually use like scrub the
Right.
screen.
Yeah.
But I've seen some guys that really can tear
Yeah,
one
you
out.
can get your fingers, sliced a little bit with those.
Strings. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my wife, she plays the piano, and we have a pianist at church and what amazes me is that how they can read the notes and play the piano and sing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, that's a talent.
Yes, yes.
And I noticed y'all was doing that
Yes.
at the university.
Mm-hmm.
And is it? It's just hard for me to get my mind to concentrate on one thing here right here. I mean, I'll lose my place right here once in a while, and just to kind of. Do you have to get yourself in a rhythm of that, or do you look at the keyboard when you play?
No, once you learn how to play the keyboard, then you don't actually have to look at the keys because you know where all the notes are. It's kind of like typing. Once you learn to type and you know where the letters are, playing the keys is similar. You learn the feel of the notes and you can feel your way around. So when you singing and playing at the same time, it does take coordination, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feel because one part of your mind is thinking about your hands, and then the other part of your mind is thinking about the song and the lyrics, and then your mind puts all that together, and you're able to do it at the same time.
Well, whose idea was it to come up with PittsMusic Studio?
Well, I started PittsMusic as like my email probably about 15 years ago. And so we just decided to name it PittsMusic Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've been using the email address. Yeah.
So you got together, and here you're on Main Street in Clinton, and had the grand opening, and was it last year or this year?
It was last year.
Last year, and so did y'all just sitting around just messing a little bit? Says, hey, let's open up a studio.
Well, the story on that, well, actually, I started PittsMusic Studio actually in my backyard, in a building. It was a small building, so that was originally PittsMusic Studio. And then over the years, we decided to make it bigger, and my dream and turn into our dream were to open, a studio up to the public, and to the community. So God blessed us, and we got around some good people here, and we found this building here downtown, and we made it happen.
Well, it looks great in here. It really does. I mean, I walked in, you got like TVs here, you got music over here, you got drums over here, keyboards and stuff, and of course everything in the back there. It really looks good. And how's the people take on it? Are they excited for you and really supported you here? It seems like Clinton really supports their downtown businesses. And,
Yes. We have a lot of support, and the city of Clinton support us amazingly. We have a lot of support from the community as well. It was different at first because I think this is one of the first openly studio, like downtown Clinton. So it excited everybody at first, and now everybody has really gotten used to it. So
now, when you have someone in your studio that says that wants to put out a music album or a CD, or I don't use CDs anymore. Do you have like a soundproof room, or do you have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the camera is on the sound booth back here.
With the window in it.
With the window.
Okay. Because I've seen on your site there the ladies singing and in the back.
Sitting.
So it's because I always wondered, because you see them on TV, and of course, TV's Hollywood, and you see all these different things, and when you have them in that sound booth like that, of course, you can hear them from this side here, and does it take a lot of takes to? I guess it depends on the artist, or to really get it homed in.
It does. Some people, they like to hear certain stuff, and if they don't like it, they'll have to redo it. So that meaning that they would have to redo that certain part, and then I take it off the screen, then they record it again. All songs don't come out just perfect right off the rip. It takes time to make a song. So
So it's not like the Hollywood movie shows that easy and simple.
Oh no.
No,
I mean, it could be that way, but it's.
Well, I know that it's difficult. I've shot some commercials, a 1 minute commercial, fixing some of these politicians' campaign. You would think that they all talk just to gab, but usually the camera gets in front of them, they just freeze up. And I've done a minute and a half commercial. It's taken 2 hours to get it done, because it's almost like that commercial that comes on with the emu and Doug, and the guy gets out there and he always blubs up everything. But now, when you have the finished product, you probably kind of know if that's a take or not, right? Because just listening to it. And do you have some amateurs that come in that kind of wants to try to sing?
Yes, we do. We have people that want to come in and try different things that they say they always wanted to do. And we give them feedback instead of just letting them leave here feeling some type of way about it.
Well, I guess everybody heard the train go by, and it's time for a commercial. Let's go to the commercial. We'll be right back.
Gala Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Union, South Carolina, 864-429-4043. La Pagala, your family Mexican restaurants, has appetizers, child's plates, salads and soups, sandwiches, and desserts. sizzling fajitas, Texas fajitas, shrimp fajitas. Also, they have great chicken, polo asado, chicken tenders, polo loco, and many more. If you like seafood, they have that also. Fish tacos, shrimp cocktail. They have many combinations that you can choose from in different price range. Matter of fact, they have 35 different ones. If you're a vegetarian, that's right, they can accommodate you also. Lunch menu, they have the Speedy Gonzales and about 13 others that you can make a combination with. That's La Pagada. La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass in Union, South Carolina, 429-4043.
Okay, we are back, and you probably didn't hear a word. We probably did. It picks up pretty good, but also picked up the train. We were talking about amateurs coming in, and if someone wants to come in and try to make fun, because we hear and we've done karaoke. I'll tell you about. I used to do karaoke, and I've heard some great singers that did it. Never did want to or seek to thinking they was good enough to put that voice.
It takes courage.
You guys run across in going out and setting up sound systems and doing these things. Heard people say, "Wow, where'd that come from? Where's she been?"
Yeah. And so we do run into a lot of amateurs, and I keep everybody encouraged. Even if you're not the best singer, I always just kind of encourage you. You can learn and you can get better. You can get better more over time with practice and stuff like that. So I always try to keep everybody encouraged about singing. You can turn a person that's not so good at singing, with vocal training, you can turn them into a great singer.
And that's something y'all offer also.
Yes.
Is vocal. Vocal coach.
Yes, I do vocal coaching.
And that's very, very important, people, especially as a singer, because they think, we all watch American Idol and all this right here, we know that's Hollywood stuff too, but they encourage and say, well, we hear something in there that's not right, but you can build on that by a little coaching. And so, all three of you, all four of you do the vocal coach?
I'm the vocal coach. So, I'm the one that does the vocal coach. Yeah.
And I help out, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, tell me a little bit about vocal coaching.
Okay, vocal coaching is basically just you start out with like the vocal vowels. The English vowels are E, A, I, O, U. The vocal vowels are E, A, I, O, U. And you teach them how to sing the vocal vowels just like they speak the vocal vowels. So vocal coaching is just like doing vowels and diction and just basically just training the voice, pronouncing your words. And the main thing is breathing to sing. If you learn how to breathe and sing at the same time, then you're doing good. Because you have to breathe while you're singing. You don't ever hold your breath when you're singing. And just take songs and you learn how to do runs and just training the voice.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you mentioned the AIU, it's an old Andy Griffith episode with Barney.
Yes.
He couldn't sing a lick, but he'd go around going A-I-O-U and all this singing, and nobody comes in and says, "Hey, Barney's sick back there." But and that's where I heard that from. So hey, I'm glad you cleared up, because I didn't know that was part of vocal coaching.
Yes.
And the amazing thing to me is that the vocal lessons you got here, private for 1 hour session, $20 per hour per week. I mean, that is fantastic price there.
Yes.
And it's someone that can sing a little bit and wants to come in and get better. That is great. Now, as they go along and you hear they're getting better, is it more time to home and in? It just depends on what the person wants to do.
Yeah, it's really depending on what the person wants. Yeah. But I do offer more. I start out with like an hour session,
right.
And then over time, if they feel like they want to get more time in, we can do more vocal time or more piano time.
Okay.
So,
Now,
yeah,
when,
price too.
when you're doing some of the vocals, do you record some of it to let them hear it feedback? Because a lot of people really think that, they can have them do that, sing and really cut because of the training or because they want to do it their style. But and you play the recording back, and they says, "Oh." Even with video, when they play it back, my wife would do a cooking show for her. She says, "I sound like a Southern hick." I said, "Well, you are. You're a Southern cook."
And I do advise all of the students to actually do the recording because when you hear yourself, when you start liking yourself on the recording, then that gives you more confidence. That then you understand that you're getting better. But that's the hardest thing for anybody to do is to hear themselves on a recording. So I do recommend doing the recording. Yeah, and I also do the recording too. So.
And recording, you can kind of help enhance their voices.
Right.
And when you're when you come in singing, do you have them to sing a cappella first, or?
Yes, they start out with doing the a cappella, and then I start doing the music too as well. So.
Okay, because it is, and you guys know that to walk in and you got a band there and you're going to sing with that band, and that band never had you sing before. I mean, it's the same thing with karaoke.
Yeah.
You don't know the song that good, and your voice is, it's hard.
Yes.
And so I just wondered if you started out a cappella to, I guess, to train their voice right.
Yes. Yes.
Do you tell them to take anything? I know years ago they used to have, you eat a lemon.
Yeah. I advise just drinking warm water because if you drink like cold water, it kind of freezes the vocal cords, put your vocal cords in shock. So I do advise that. And lemons help open the voice up too as well. Yeah, lemons help open your voice.
Okay. Well, I maybe talked about the cold because when I try to sing, I have something cold there to drink. It's kind of like this. I didn't know this. I need to.
Yeah, it freezes the vocal cords.
Get some warm water.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Now, we went a little bit with recording and mastering. Is that two different things, recording and mastering?
Recording and mastering, there are different. Recording is you're putting their vocals onto the software, and mastering is you're mixing their vocals to the music or mixing it to how it's supposed to sound fully clear.
Now, when a person's putting a voice with it and you're mixing different beats and different musical instruments into it, do you record all that separate and then kind of put it together?
Mostly when people come record, they have their own music behind it. So the only thing that I would be mixing is their vocals and putting effects onto their vocals to make it clearer and sound different in the speakers.
But to answer your question, it is done on different separate tracks. So you put the vocals on one track, you put music on one track, you put ad-lib on one track, and then when you mix it, you put it all together. Yeah, and it creates one complete sound.
And you can do that digitally now, right?
Digitally.
I used to do it with a 16 channel
Reel. Yes. Yes.
You remember that?
And
I remember the reel days.
Yeah.
It's been years ago.
but what is custom beats?
Custom beats are music that I create. So I make beats as well. So it's like I produce music and
Create your own beat.
create my own music and create music for others.
Okay, now, because I don't know what beats are.
Okay, so beats
I know
are
that
like-
my wife eats them, but other than that,
Okay, so like beats it's the music behind the vocals.
okay.
So like it's a creation. Like some people buy their beats offline and they use them offline, but I create them myself. So like I made the music from my mind. You know?
Was that kind of like what you're doing when I was in here setting up like that? You was playing some music.
I was
there?
playing something. I created a song to one of those songs I was
That was
playing.
pretty. I mean, that was to me relaxing. I was going to kind of sit down and take a nap. I mean, it was real nice and relaxing. Wow, okay. And you do these for people also that want something. Do they give you an idea of what they want?
That's when it comes to like when you're sitting down and communicate with them how they want to have certain stuff done, and you just put it together. Like you put both your minds and their minds together to create something.
Yeah.
Oh. Learned something here today, I tell you. Now, I know that y'all have the in-house studio, but y'all also provide another service, which when someone says, "Hey, I need you to come to perform," or you or come and sit up for a band, and you have that capability
Yes.
also. And what is a typical piece of a band? I mean, you got a 7-piece band. I got friends of mine that is a called 10 Times Band, and they've got 10 people in the band. And so do you set up the whole sound for them if they ask, or?
Okay, we can actually set up the PA system and the whole sound, and we can also do the drums and the keyboard. And then, like, if we do an event that's, looking for a whole band, we will go outside and reach out to someone that plays the lead guitar or the bass, and they actually come in and play along with us, and then that actually creates the whole band. But we also just do just a normal setup like keyboard, drums, PA system,
Right.
And we do music.
And a lot for like weddings, programs, funerals, and things like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And well, I know the fees on that. Of course, it depends on the event, how big it is, and what it does there. Because I understand that, because you can't just come up and say, "Oh, yeah, I can do that for $5."
Yeah.
And now you have children that come here and that you teach, and I think somebody just like when you're talking about you went and had pianos playing and the teacher, "Hey, well, yeah, you don't need no teacher." Have you seen that, like a prodigy child?
Yes, I have a student. His name is Trey Simmons, and he's amazing. And and I'm coaching him and teaching him, but he has a gift. So it's a breeze teaching him. I'm basically just telling him stuff, and just giving him just a little bit of knowledge. But he has the gift to play.
Wow,
Very,
that's great. Now, do you have a recital type you do with your students yet, or is it?
Well, when it's coming up, it's probably going to be in the fall of this year. I am going to do one for all of my students, so it'll be coming up this fall. Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, and I see some other little social events that you do too. And, I think we talked a little bit about that. A teen social. What's something?
Okay, a teen social. It's like when teens just come in and be social, listen to their music, and just being social. Maybe
Watch
like
TV.
Yeah, watch TV.
Just kind of hang around. A little
Yeah,
bit.
just kind of
After
hang
school, get
around
together or something
after
like
school.
that.
Yeah, and just listen to music and
Well, I
eat.
think, I think that is so neat, because we got so many teens and stuff that don't know where to go or have
Right,
a place to go. They
right.
need some mentors.
Right.
And I know she's talking about I was looking at TV soon, and you talking about the games they
Yes.
could play on it.
Yeah, they can come in and play the PlayStation, just being social.
Yeah.
And I like that idea, because, it's giving them something to do. There's so many things, going on, in the
Keep them out
world.
of trouble.
And, yeah, keep them
Yeah.
out of trouble. Yeah, so to give them something to do.
Well, I commend you on that.
Positive.
That is fantastic that you take it upon yourself to take these kids and be a mentor. I know that some
Yes.
of them are just blown away about some of how you produce music, and
Right.
how you play these instruments, and getting some advice there. Because a lot of these kids don't know. Sometimes we don't know what their home life is about.
Right.
But they have some hidden talents there that you can bring out.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's what we got to do. We got to pay attention to that. And you're in the perfect place here because music. I don't know too many kids that does not like music.
Every kid loves music.
Yeah, and it's different styles of music.
Different styles.
Yeah, and now, what is your main style of music, Chandler, that you like the most?
You talking about like my genre of music?
Yes, genre music.
I make my music under like R&B, gospel, something smooth, you know.
Oh, okay. Any Motown?
I don't know all that.
Well, I'm going older school than you are now.
Yeah.
A friend of mine called Motown Bobby. His uncle is Smokey Robinson, and he lives in Union, and he plays a lot of Motown music, and he DJs a little bit, and he calls himself Motown Bobby. But, I love the Motown sound. I love the old music.
Like the Temptations.
Yeah,
Groups.
I was ready and all. You just can't. My wife and I was listening to something the other night. We were just telling them, they just don't make the music like they did in the old school.
Right.
I think everybody says that in one sense.
Yeah.
Now, what's your genre?
Well, my major is like gospel music. I love gospel music. But now I will do like R&B music and stuff, and we do weddings and stuff. So now it's different. They doing like pop music at weddings. Now they are doing some R&B music at weddings too as well. So everything has changed. It's not a lot of love songs anymore. It's pretty much like R&B music. And if Christians do gospel music at weddings and stuff. So
Yeah.
but I love gospel music.
Yeah, what about Richey?
Yeah.
Yeah, and gospel is my favorite that I do.
Well, the gospel music, I love gospel music now, and I like some of the older, and I like some of the new, because it's a more upbeat, more spiritual. I think.
Yes.
If you can move somebody with music, and you can move. To me, you can. I used to DJ at a nightclub many years ago, and I'd have to watch the music played when we get into the night. I had to go too slow, one maybe a little faster, too slow, like that, to bring the crowd down. But music can move people. It can move them into anger, or it can move them into loving somebody.
Yeah.
And I did one wedding that they didn't want any words, but just the music.
Instrumental they want.
That's it.
Total instrumental.
Nothing else. And I said, well, that's first, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
Make a big long track and push play.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be right back right after this and talk some more.
La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Union, South Carolina, 864-429-4043. La Pagada, your family Mexican restaurants, has appetizers, child's plates, salads and soups, sandwiches, and desserts. Sizzling fajitas, Texas fajitas, shrimp fajitas. Also, they have great chicken, polo asado, chicken tenders, polo loco, and many more. If you like seafood, they have that also. Fish tacos, shrimp cocktail. They have many combinations that you can choose from in different price range. Matter of fact, they have 35 different ones. If you're a vegetarian, that's right, they can accommodate you also. Lunch menu, they have the Speedy Gonzales and about 13 others that you can make a combination with. That's La Pagada. La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass and Union, South Carolina, 429-4043.
All right, we're back, and we're talking to the guys at PittsMusic Studio.
Yeah.
Chandler, Randy, Ricky, and you're going to have to say your name. There you go. So they heard you. He's the shy one in the bunch, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, tell people where you're located at. How they can find you, even your
Here, okay.
Facebook and everything like that. Let people know.
Okay. Where we're, the studio is located here at 127 East Main Street, Clinton, South Carolina. You can follow us on our Facebook page at PittsMusic Studio. Do we have any more social medias? Well, right now we only just have the Facebook social media, but you can follow us on Facebook. Yeah, and the address is 127 East Main Street, Clinton, South Carolina.
Okay. So they can just come by. You got certain hours, or do they?
The base hours is from like 11 to 6 in the evening. But we are here late because a lot of studio time, you know, some love studio time like towards the evening into the early part of the night. But
And the kids don't get out of school till like 3.
3,
So we have a lot of
At 3 o'clock.
late evening things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the normal hours is around like from 11 to 6 or maybe 10 to 6.
Oh. Well, you know, in the music business, and that you have here, it's not a 9 to 5
Right.
job.
Right.
It's because you got weekends, you got late evenings, and
Yes.
I can imagine that some of the time that you get, because you can't put a time, so okay, we're going to do this in 10 minutes. or 15
Right,
minutes.
right.
Yeah.
It
Especially
takes-
on studio work.
Right.
Yeah. You don't put a time.
Right. Now, who is the, if you want to name the person, artist that you had is just really has taken off and is really doing excellent, getting booked and getting CDs made. Like I said, I don't know if they make CDs now anymore or not. It just
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Chandler talk about him, but we do have an upcoming artist. She's Apostle Linda Cohen. She's actually doing a project, and so we're actually working on her project right now. But we just finished a project. I'm gonna get Chandler to talk about just Slayer.
Yeah, we have an artist that's come in. He's been in different studios from like Atlanta, from up the road and stuff. So he's came in and done a lot of promoting and put in a lot of time here into making the music that he does. And I feel like he has it. He got full potential and he's gifted with it. So
wow.
He has did an EP, everything, and he actually did a live show here. Yeah, it was in February. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He did a live show. He did a couple of songs live. So.
Well, that's great. And he just did you do it in your studio here, or was it?
Yeah, it was here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he did
Yeah,
a live
I
show.
love artists that do this. I got a friend of mine out of Greenville, Steve Ager, and he wrote a song about Greenville, and he wrote another one about Clemson. But the Greenville one went wild over it, and they paid him on Jack Roper, they paid him on Channel 7, they paid him on several different stations there, just because of some of the kids was even singing some of his songs, and he just kind of hit that mark right there. And I love that when artists gives back to the community. Matter of fact, he even has yard concerts and has like 100 people show up and park across the street, down the street, for a free concert. And to me, that you can't get better promotion than that.
Right.
And now, have you ever thought about where people talk about label signing, making your own label?
I do have that in the making as well. I have a website up going that's under PM Records, and that's a label that we're making out of the studio to where we're going to be able to sign artists over, and they do their work here, and we do the promotion and all the background effects for it.
Wow, that's great. You guys doing it all. And I was thinking about this a few minutes ago because I think about some of the older movies and older things I've watched as far as music goes, where they have always signed a label on there, and I always wondered, well, how they get the label, you know? And so you have them sign a contract, and so you're responsible for the promotions of it, and also percentages and things like that. Well, so y'all doing all the work.
Yeah.
I'm not saying their job is easy, but that's great.
Yeah.
So I encourage anyone that wants to come here for voice, to learn how to play different instruments. Here's an opportunity, and like I said, and the prices are phenomenal. If they go on your Facebook page, they can see the prices. You're very open with that, and because most time you look and there's no price. Immediately you think in your mind, I can't afford this.
You can afford it, right?
They can afford this.
Yeah.
This is great. Because you also rent the studio time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does that depend on what they want to do as far as in the studio, or is it just one thing, or how do you
Explain them
judge
about
that?
studio time.
So as far as studio time, some people like to come get like an hour or 2 hour session, but sometimes the hours go overboard because of the work that they're doing. So that's pretty much with it.
Now, what do they do with that time? Are they coming in just singing, or are they maybe playing and singing, or
Either they could be writing their music while they're in here listening to it and getting the feel. Then when they finally catch something to it, they go in the booth and just record it. It's like a gathering and a learning experience, and putting it to action experience.
Okay. Now, have any of you, besides I know Chandler has written songs?
Yes, I've written several songs. Yeah, I'm a songwriter as well.
So what are some of the songs that you've written?
Well, the last song I wrote, the title was name is God's Truth. Yeah, so I'm actually working on 2 songs now.
Oh, okay. Now, when you, to me, writing songs has to be difficult because it's got to tell a story. To me, it does, and it's got to have some rhythm and some, almost like a poem, poetry, or whatever like that. How do you come up after you write it? How do you put the lyrics to music? Do you vision that when you're writing this, or?
You actually, sometimes you can write music, you can just write the lyrics and then you just think about it and you thinking about how you want it to go. Or you can create a piece of music and you can just listen at the music and think about what lyrics you want to put with it. So it's just like a combination of things, you can start with music, or you can just start with the lyrics and then you just put it together. It gets difficult sometimes because you don't want to mock anyone else. Right. That meaning listening at someone else's music and kind of doing it the same. You kind of want to create your own sound.
Well, I think that's kind of difficult for you because every one of you listen to music all day long, and you hear all these different styles of music. So that has to be hard to do. Yeah. Now, do you sit somewhere, or are you going somewhere and you get some lyrics in your mind, you write it down, or? Yes. Yeah.
Like different times of the day, something to come to you, and you be like, okay, that's the next line of my song.
You need to write it down.
And I could be at work and on the clock and sitting there listening to music and writing at the same time while I'm at work.
Yeah. So it comes to you at different times. You can be asleep at night and you can wake up in the middle of the night to get some water or something, and a line of music will come to you, a lyric, something about the story that you're going to tell in the song that you're writing.
That's what Chandler was talking about. He doesn't sleep much, and sometimes he gets his mind in the middle of the night. I could see that.
Yeah.
Now, when you put, like, you write something down, and you got a line there, you put it down, and then something else comes up, and you're kind of putting it all together, not really knowing what you're going to have the whole song about, right? Wow.
Yeah, and I do want to say, gospel music, you can write songs like with scriptures, you know, because gospel music actually speak of the Bible, you know. So, you know, it's pretty easy to write gospel music sometimes because you can take your favorite scripture or some scriptures that you know and you can write music.
Right. And I've heard some like that was written from almost like, you know, Psalms 98 or the Lord's Prayer even.
Yes.
And you've heard different versions there.
Yes.
And but what I found a lot of times in different songs, especially if I have to watch what I put on, it's like the Eclipse Today, Aquarius, and I had to get a cover song instead of the original because of copyright.
Yes.
I couldn't use that.
Yes.
And that's what it's difficult to do, even in the Christian music, in Christmas music. It's like it's so much copyright. Even Happy Birthday got a copyright.
Yes. Yes. So
when you write your music, do you get a copyright?
you will have to copyright it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that difficult to do? Because some people might want to do that and just don't have not a clue how to do it.
Yeah. Do you know more about copywriting? You want to tell?
I know as far as with copyright, you have to get like a EIN number to make sure everything is in your hands and not like where somebody can steal it or anything or use it.
Right, because you've got so many people that will take that and take it as their own, especially if you
And
write
make something different with it.
put it on the internet or something, you know, YouTube, whatever, and then they'll snatch it right up. But I just was kind of wondering how in the writing process, copyright and all that has to blend together, because people just don't think it's not as easy as you think it is, and you don't want to spend all your time writing a song and for someone to snatch it up and and take it. And I understand copyright laws in a sense because you know you work hard for that song.
Right.
You just don't want someone to take it and use it to make money off of something that you work so hard for.
Right.
So, man, it's you know, I'm glad you guys are in this because it's you have your plate full every day, and to me the best part is bringing the kids in.
Yes.
That's the best part of this. And now, what do you got planned in the future? What's some things that you're thinking about doing, progressing ahead and doing more? I know you got a lot that you're doing now. But what are some of the ideas maybe you've been bouncing around maybe that would enhance Pitt's music?
One vision that I have, this building above us is classrooms, office space. So my next vision is to be able to get the office space above us. You know, it's a door next to us that take you upstairs above us, and just turn it into a music school. You know, teach piano lessons, get other teachers to come in. You know, musicians or vocal trainers come in and just make it big.
Right. Well, that'd be great.
Yes.
Well, you know, and you know yourself using the digital on your computers, doing all the things like that, teaching other kids how to do that. You know, they think just coming in just strum or whatever like that, but it's more to it. Like when you're setting up someone to sing, you're doing all the mixing and stuff, you do it digitally. A lot of kids, a lot of them does not know that, you know, how to do that.
It takes skills to do it, but it's also something that you can teach as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I think Apple had a thing out,
BandLab.
Yeah.
BandLab, yeah.
BandLab is something. No, you must be talking about GarageBand.
GarageBand, that's
yeah.
right. GarageBand.
But BandLab is another app that people use to record themselves and make beats and stuff onto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see, that's kind of like a beginner start. You know.
It's like a handheld studio, basically.
Right. Right. It's nothing like what you do here, of course. You got to have a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Now, we're getting close to our end of time, and I'm going to ask each one of you, what's an advice you've got for someone that's coming up and wanting to be a musician and sometimes they get the idea that, well, I sing pretty good. I'll just go off, blow them off the chart, and just go and do a lot of stuff. What is some advice that the challenge that you can give someone that's just starting out and wants to get into the music business?
My advice that I would give is, if you feel like you're capable of doing it and want to pursue and doing it, just do it. Don't be afraid of what other people have to say about what you're doing and how you're doing it. You have to do this for yourself, and always keep faith.
That's some good advice there, because a lot of people will kind of, if someone says one thing negative, it can
that could ruin their spirit with it. But
yeah, and my advice is kind of the same, and I want to use one of my vocal students as an example. She started vocal training maybe like a month ago, and she told me her story. She had wanted to sing her whole life, and back when she was in elementary school, someone told her that you can't sing, you can't do this, you can't do that, and she carried that her whole life. And then so now she's taking vocal training under me, and so my advice: never let anyone discourage you about a dream that you have, and if you have a dream, pursue that dream, and just go ahead and pursue that dream, because if you don't pursue your dream, then it'll eat away at you, for the rest of your life. If you have a gift, if you have a talent, you need to go ahead and pursue your dream and your talent. And I am one that will encourage you and give you confidence.
Yeah. It's easy to put someone down trying to do something, because usually that person wants to do it themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Rick, what about you?
My advice is just follow your dreams, and don't be shy, and don't worry about what other people might say. Right. A lot of people want to do music, but they be like, well, I don't want nobody to see me. I'm embarrassed. They might say this, they might say this. But my advice is just follow your dreams, and don't be scared to come and chase your dream.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just get up and do it. And that's not, hard to really do. I mean, you just got to have confidence in yourself, and it's up to us and as mentors to do that. And so that's some good advice. And when we're at our hour, we're at the top of the hour. We're about pretty quick. And you guys have some great advice. And like I said, this is a beautiful studio you have here, and I think you're on the right track. All your irons in the fire, helping these youth come in. That's a plus from what you're doing. You're not just looking at it as a total business, but you're looking at it as a community to help others. And I love that. Well, we're at the end of the hour, and we appreciate you letting me come into your studio.
Thank you so much.
And this was a great, like I said, I've learned a bunch. And I thought I knew everything. Of course, my wife said that. But really, if you need things, just, if you have a big concert, like just give me a call or something. And if you have something special, be glad to stream it or whatever like that to help you out there. I do that a lot also.
And thank you.
And that's part of helping the community.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and thank you for watching Primetime with Jerry McKee. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about health and how you're going to live healthy. And we've got a guest coming on that's going to enlighten you on some good ways to do that. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and thank you for watching Primetime with Jerry McKee.